Good morning, all of you. Today we are doing the topic adjectives. It has already been covered in the previous classes that what are adjectives. Whenever we talk about adjectives, we have come across a term called describing words. It means words used to describe something. These are one and the same thing. We are not supposed to get confused with both of them. When we talk about adjectives, they are used to describe the naming words. Basically, they are used to describe the naming words, and the alternative name for naming word is nouns. They are used with nouns or to point out the person, animal, place or thing. So what do you understand by the term to point out? For example, if I'm talking about this ball, right, either I will say that this ball is yellow in color or this is a yellow ball. So yellow here becomes the adjective for the ball, whereas when I talk about this from a distance, I'll say that is the ball. Here that is being used as adjective because it is used just before a naming word. So again, we will go back and refer to the things we have done in case of pronouns. This is an example of that ball is yellow. That is a demonstrative adjective because it is used just before a noun. Next, it adds something meaningful to the noun. For example, if I'll just say that bus, you don't know how the bus is. But if I say there is a big bus, then it means that we are talking about a bus which is bigger in size. So adjectives, what do they do? What is their job? Their job is to add something meaningful to the naming words or to the noun. For example, we'll just do a small exercise where I ask all of you to close your eyes and imagine there is an apple on the table. There is an apple on the table. And that's it. Nothing beyond. But if I say there is a juicy, red, fresh apple lying on the table, I think most of you are able to imagine something like this. This is an apple and it is juicy and red in color and it is lying on the table. So it also helps us to add meaning to the nouns. Now it comes that why do we need adjectives in life? Whenever we talk about adjective, it helps us. How does it help us? First, it makes a conversation interesting. If I'll just say monotonously that, there is a bed sheet on my bed, there is a pillow on my bed, there is a book in my hand, something like this, it will not be meaningful and interesting to you. But if I say it like this, there is a beautiful pink colored bed sheet lying on my bed, then you'll find it more interesting. So we add it in our conversation to make it more interesting. Next, there are different kinds of adjectives and ways in which we use the adjectives. So either we'll call it kinds of adjectives or we call it the ways in which adjectives are used. First one is, this is the first category in which we are going to talk about the adjectives. Adjectives of quantity. Quantity. So first of all, we have to understand what this word means. Quantity means how much the thing is meant. I have underlined this how much question here. So we will associate this question or we will link this question to quantity. Whenever I say how much of that particular thing, that means I am talking about the quantity. I ate some mangoes. How many mangoes did you eat? You ate some of the mangoes. Then I talk about he lost all his will. How much of his will? All his will. there are certain things which are here on the screen. There are certain things that we need to keep in mind that come into the category of quantity: much, whole, little, enough. No, I am not talking about the answers which we give yes or no. I am talking about no, as sometimes I say, you are not making any sense to me. No sense to me. So no sense. How much sense? No sense. So we will ask the question, how much? How much? Next we have to tell quality. The initial one was quantity. This one is quality. Whenever we talk about the quality, it means to tell the kind of quality of a person or a thing. Quantity में we only refer to a thing, or we only refer to something which we cannot count, or something like this. But here we are talking about to tell the kind of quality of a person or a thing. Sorry. So if I talk about this, for example, this is a boy. I am drawing a boy. My apologies for my drawing. So this is a boy, and I say that he is an elegant boy. That means, what is the quality of this person? What is the quality of this person? This person is elegant. Elegant becomes the adjective. Then I say, oh, such a foolish boy. That means foolish is the adjective. Smart, nice, simple, beautiful, honest. All these are describing words or adjectives. Next is, adjectives are used to tell numbers also. So again, I'm going to refer back to quantity after we finish talking about the numbers. It shows how many the person or thing are meant. How many? How many? How many books are there in your hand? I have 2 books in my hand. Examples are, the hand has 5 fingers. How many fingers are there in your hand? 5. How many eyes do I have? 2. So we'll talk about the numbers. In addition to talking about the number names, we also talk about some of the examples like few. How much amount of thing is there? Few. There are several things which are kept. I came first in the class. We talked about that the position is also considered in numbers. There are many friends. Rahul has many friends. How many friends? Many friends. Most of us, no, few, etc. These are the words which are used to tell numbers. Now, we will not get confused by adjectives of numbers and quantity. Sometimes these same adjectives are used to tell the numbers, and they are also used to tell the quantity. For example, he has lost all his will. We have done this example earlier. He has lost all his will. Sorry. Here all is to tell the quantity. How much? All his will. Whereas if I say all men must die, how many men must die? All the men. So here all word is used both to tell the numbers and to tell the quantity. So we will not get confused. There is very minute line between the two. So we will not get worried, and we will use any of them when it is being asked. Okay. Next is, we also use adjective to show comparison. For example, when we compare two things, or we compare things of same type or at the same point of time. So we have done this example. I'm taking the same example which we did in the class. Suppose this is a ball, this is also a ball, and this one is also a ball. If you look at all the three balls, one is small or one is a bit smaller, second one is okay, and the third one is bit bigger in size. Now I give you a task. You have to use only one word to compare them. So what can we say? We usually say ball number 1 is smaller than ball number 2, or ball number 1 is small in size than ball number 2, and ball number 2 is small in size than ball number 3, and ball number 1 is also small in size in ball number 3. So we'll get lots and lots of confusion. So what we have done is we have come with various words. Like we write the word, for example, small. We'll write the word small, smaller, and then this one is the smallest. Or we'll say big, bigger, or biggest. Rather than saying 2 is smaller than 1, 1 is smaller than 2, 3 is smaller than 1, something like this, it will create pressure on our mind. So we have come across words like big, bigger, biggest, small, smaller, smallest, tall, taller, tallest. We have come across these kinds of words. In the next block, we are going to talk about this, how these words are created, or how do we use the adjectives to show comparison. This will be done later in the blocks in detail, so I'm not touching upon it. I just wanted to give you an idea how they are used to show comparison. Next is, today while doing the workbook work, we have come across this task, this word or this phrase, I would say, proper noun adjectives. When I talk about proper noun adjectives, what are they? We'll just break the word into two parts. First part is proper noun and the second part is adjectives. If I say proper noun we all know, name of a specific person, place, animal or thing. And adjectives we know, describing word. So it is simple. Whenever we change the proper noun into adjectives, whenever we change proper noun into adjectives, it is called proper noun adjectives. For example, if I talk about a place called India, this is a name of a place. This is a specific place, India. Now, how am I supposed to change it into adjectives? I am talking about a kind of tea which is grown in India. So that particular kind of tea, which is the speciality of India, is called Indian tea. Here, Indian is the adjectives. And what kind of adjective it is? It is a proper noun adjective. And tea is a common noun here. Okay, so whenever we talk about things which are proper noun, we just change that thing into adjective. We can also form it like this. We usually say Chinese food. The food which belongs to China is called Chinese food, and Chinese become the adjective here. If I say if I say again proper noun, for example, another country, this is an Australian bird, the bird which belongs to Australia. Australian is an adjective. Okay, that is all for the adjectives. I hope it is clear. In case it isn't, so we'll dwell deep into the adjectives in the coming up blocks. Thank you.